Hey, what's up guys? Stephen, the Salon Guy here, and I finally have the video you guys have been wanting and have been asking for quite some time. This is Anthony Padilla from Smosh, so I'm ready to go. Let's get started. Alright guys, so we're going to start in the back, and what we're going to do is we're going to do some scissor over comb. We're going to lock the comb in, we're going to hold it out to where about the hair is about a ½ an inch in length throughout the bottom part here. Then we're going to work our way up, continuing up the head shape, and we're going to continue to do this to where it gets to about maybe 3/4 of an inch, and then working to about here towards about an inch to inch and a half in length. So we're going shorter, working our way up to longer. Once we get to about the middle of the head, you can actually start to hold everything out like this, and you can pull it straight out from the head and cut panel by panel, working towards the top here. All right, now we're going to work in through this area here, and we're going to cut this to where it's probably about an inch and a half to 2 inches the longest in length, and we're going to follow the head shape, and we're going to cut going towards the face. And what this does is it blends it in without creating any harsh lines, and it's following the roundness of the head. So this is the best way I can describe how to cut the hair so where it works into this right up here, with it not having any sort of harsh lines or steps in it. All right, now we're gonna do is we're gonna work on the top, because now we connected this into the top. So now we're going to pick it straight up like this, pick the hair straight up from the head, and we're gonna cut it to where it's about, again, an inch and a half to, I'd say, about maybe 2 inches the most in length. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna work towards the front of the head this way, but what we're gonna do is also over direct and kind of pull back towards us this way to leave a little bit of length as we get closer towards the front of the head. The front of the head is gonna be a little bit longer, all right? So we might wanna leave a little bit of length in through here. So let's over direct this all the way to the back, to the middle of the head, I'd say, but right here, so we leave that length down into the front here, okay? And then once we're done with the top here, going through this panel, we're gonna now work on through the corners on both sides. All right, so now cutting the corners, what we're gonna do is we are going to pull the hair straight out from the head this way, and we're basically just rounding this out and blending it in. Again, the length on the corners is probably gonna be about an inch and a half to 2 inches in length. And what you wanna do is you wanna leave this corner out into here because he seems to have it a little bit longer. I wanna now connect this in through the sides here on the bottom, all right? And how we do that simply is by holding this straight out like this, holding our fingers close to the head, and we're gonna cut this to where it's about an inch or so in length right throughout the very, very bottom. All right, so we do wanna taper down a little bit, coming in closer right through above the ear. Now we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. You can have the client, or you can have the client turn their head this way, or you can spin around yourself so that your chest is facing their face, and then we're gonna cut this way. And as you can see, we're following the same pattern, working in through the head shape, working towards the front. And then again, as we get closer to the bottom here, we're gonna pull it straight out, and we're gonna cut it to where it's a little closer towards the bottom around over the ear. Now, if you want, what we can do is then use scissor over comb to then blend this in by hand and also keep it a little more tapered. I always love doing scissor over comb because it gives a beautiful finish to the hair and creates a nice texture. All right, so now that we have this done on this side as well as the other side, we're going to now work in through the front here. All right, so for the front, as you can see, we've got the length in through here, but I wanna leave the length because it looks like he's got his hair kind of going over this way in some of his Instagram photos. All right, but I do want to cut into this just like this, so we're gonna chip into it a little bit this way, but we're gonna leave this corner right into here. So which means we can take this up a little bit shorter right into here, and you can do that simply by holding the comb out like this and using the comb as a guide and as a tool to just kind of work this in, and you can visualize where you want to leave it longer. All right, so obviously again, we're cutting this side, this corner here a little bit shorter so that it goes over, but also has some length in through here. Now, as far as texturizing goes, this really could be up to you guys, all right? And texturizing is very, very fun. So what you can do is take your shears like this, and you can just point cut into the whole thing to create a nice texture, which will give really, really good look if you decide to wear your hair kind of spiked up or a little more messy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to blow dry it, and then we're going to finish off using some paste to style it. Alright guys, now I'm going to apply some styling paste. This is Tea Tree Shaping Cream. You always ask me what I use, and this is a great product for dry hair. You know, when you're styling it, it's best to do it on dry hair. So what we're going to do is just kind of work this in like this, and he's got this kind of over like this, and it's got a pretty simple look to it, but this is a little bit longer right into the corner here, and a little bit texture throughout the top. This comes over this way, and it's kind of like a little bit up into here like this, okay? And this is from some of the most recent videos that I've seen him have on YouTube. All right, and this pretty much does it. So there's the side view here, all right, working around this way, and there you go. So I think this looks great, and if you could help me get this out to him so he can see it, it would be very, very appreciated. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Now, I get a lot of questions asking me, hey, what do I tell my barber? The first thing you need to do, find a picture of the individual you want to look like or you want to have your hair like. Bring in a picture to the stylist. They will know what to do. It's the easiest thing. I can't control how they're going to cut your hair, so bring in a picture and then blame it on them if they can't do it. But again, what I've done is I've cut this to where it's about a ½ inch throughout the sides, throughout the bottom and through here, worked it up ½ inch, inch and a half, probably 2 inches or so on top the most. This is a little bit longer into the corner here. Then I texturized it a little bit. This is probably about 2.5 inches or so right down in through this corner, and then it comes down like this to where it kind of works in the longest on this side into here. All right, that's the best I can do for you guys. So thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for more tutorials from the Salon Guy.